and welcome to album pickups for August 2019. As you may have saw, there was no album pickups for July 2019 because I didn't pick up any. But I got a couple this month. I got 6 in total, 3 at the start of the month and 3 actually today, in which the time of recording it's the very last day of August. It's a month of two sides, as we've had before, with the first half being jazz and the second half being, well, black metal and a prog rock album. Let's start off with the first album, which is one I've been looking for a little while. It's Magnetic by Steps Ahead. Now, Steps Ahead are sort of like a jazz supergroup, but the big member in there that gets me like wanting to listen to it is Michael Brecker, who I've gone on about before in this whole thing because he's like my favourite saxophonist. And this is much more sort of jazz fusiony than some of their earlier albums, I believe. But sort of their later albums go full on like jazz fusion. It's a really good album. One of those ones I got secondhand. So on the subject of Michael Brecker, I did actually find another one of his solo albums. This is Nearness of You, the Ballad book. This is one of his later albums, and as the title suggests, the Ballad book, it's mostly full of ballads. It's not too sort of fusiony in its sound. It's a little bit more traditional. It's okay. I'm glad to have it in my Michael Brecker collection, but I'm not super huge on it, but it's pretty good. And then we had an album by the Yellowjackets, another one. This is Four Corners. Now, so far, other than the debut album, this album here, I've been not too impressed by a lot of the other Yellowjackets I've listened to, but this album seems to be a little bit more of a return to form. Much better than some of the other stuff I've bought by them, but still, the debut album, for me, the self-titled, is just that good. And then we move on to the other side of the month. Whoa. Today, so if I manage to somehow buy another album today, I'll be impressed. But this is the last lot, and we're going to start off with an album I have been looking for a little while, and I've listened to quite a few times before, which is the debut and self-titled album by Bathory, the Swedish black metal band, who are one of the sort of the key figures in the first wave of black metal. Now this seems to be like an album that is sort of like a rite of passage to own, and that everyone's supposed to have it and it's supposed to be great. I'll be honest, I don't actually think it's that good. It's pretty good, but Bathory's sort of their later stuff is much, much better in my opinion, and I think some other bands do stuff better. Still an important album, but I think it has a slightly sort of overblown reputation. And then we go from first wave into sort of second wave, but recent stuff in the second wave. And this is Abbath's second solo album. This is Outstrider. And I had his first solo album, which I really, really enjoyed, and this one is really good from what I've heard. I haven't had a chance to listen to a huge amount of it, only about having bought it today, but I heard the singles and wanted to get it. And it sounds like a good continuation of his previous album. And then the last one is an album by a band that I've liked for years and years and years. And then this album came out, and I remember being excited for it at the time, but I never got it. And then I actually managed to completely forget that this album even existed. And this is the 2014 final album by Pink Floyd, The Endless River, which for the most part is an instrumental affair. When vocals are used sort of in the beginning and middle, it's sort of just R's and L's, there's no particular words. You get a Stephen Hawkins cameo, but then right at the end you get the last song, which was the single of the song, which is Louder Than Words, and that's the only sort of true song in the sense that it has singing and verses and choruses and everything. And you get it in this really nice sort of vinyl style booklet, which even, you know, it's foam to keep the CD in. So there's you know, if you care, there's no plastic on this. Really nice presentation on this. The album is actually quite good. It's like I said, it's purely instrumental the whole way through. But if the instrumental side of Pink Floyd is what you prefer, then it'll go down quite well, because I like the instrumental stuff quite a lot. It is a good sort of send-off album for Pink Floyd, and yeah, completely forgot it existed, but it was a nice pickup. So that's all the ones for this month. There's going to be my Tokai Love Rock review is going to be coming out in September, so keep an eye out for that. But there'll be another, well, assuming I buy any more albums, there'll be another album pickups next month, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.